What's up, guys? Welcome back here to another episode of FightCast. And I'm going to go ahead and actually talk to you about what just went down. UFC 227 went ahead and just ended with TJ Dillashaw becoming, again, the defending, reigning champion of the bantamweight division. And you know what's so great about that is that this guy he's a class act. He's a class act. He's the most versatile bantamweight that's ever been inside the UFC. He's the most versatile champion that I've ever seen. What I mean by versatile, he just has so many ways to beat you. He has so many weapons, and he's constantly evolving. He's the most evolved striker inside of the UFC. I have not seen anyone better. When it comes to just overall striking ability, the things that he can put together with his feet, with his footwork is ridiculous. Okay, hands are ridiculous, speed's ridiculous. He hits with a lot of power. Obviously, we saw Cody was dazed early on inside this fight. Got a knockdown before he got him knocked out. So the thing is about it, this guy is he's the real deal. I don't see anyone beating TJ Dillashaw for a long time, especially with what happened with Demetrious Johnson. Okay, Demetrious Johnson, oh my. You know, it's kind of up in the air whether he won or whether he lost, but he lost. And he lost to Henry Cejudo. That went down. All right, and with that said, Henry Cejudo looked game, man. He looked game. His wrestling was fucking stellar out there. He looked ready to fucking go. And what I mean by that is he looks like he's ready to go and take on all game opponents, including TJ Dillashaw, as he stated. And so it's going to be one of those ordeals where, hold on, my cat's fucking with the camera and stuff like that. Say hi. Say hi, Cub. Say hi, Cub. Cub's the cat. Anyways, stop messing with the camera. Okay, girl. I'm going to put you down. All right, so anyways, great fights all together. Just to go ahead and get a little wrap-up of all the things that went ahead and occurred last night, so you guys can go ahead and see this. Because obviously we're talking about that Henry Cejudo one. Yeah, I want to go ahead and see the fight metrics on that. Let me look at the fight metrics so I can go ahead and take a look at this one. All right, so I'm looking at the fight metrics there of the Demetrious Johnson versus Henry Cejudo fight, because this was back and forth brawling and really precise striking from both parties. So 110 total strikes were landed by Demetrious Johnson versus Henry Cejudo 71. All right, so significant strikes. Demetrious Johnson actually landed 68 significant strikes to 47 significant strikes for Henry Cejudo. Okay, so but then you go into one big category, takedowns. 0 takedowns were landed for Demetrious Johnson. Takedowns for Henry Cejudo, 5. Okay, so he literally landed 5 takedowns. How many times did Henry Cejudo shoot? 14 times. But he landed 5 takedowns on the reigning world champion, reigning 12-time world champion. Okay, so the thing is about it is that we're comparing these apples and oranges when we're talking about total strikes. We're talking about significant strikes. I would say, yes, this is about striking. It's about striking. This whole game is about it really is about depleting your opponent. Takedowns as we know, it's heavily weighted in the UFC, even though it probably shouldn't be as heavy as what happens when you take them down, after you take them down. It should be about ground and pound. It should be about the points that you earn after the initial takedown. All right, so it shouldn't be as heavily weighted significant strikes. All right, so that's the thing. There's a good argument that Demetrious Johnson did win this fight. 68 significant strikes landed to Henry Cejudo's 47. 110 total strikes landed to just 71 total strikes for Henry Cejudo, if we're trusting the numbers. Okay, and so that's the thing is about it. Control, though. Let's think about this, all right? This is also a big factor. Okay, out of those 5 takedowns with Henry Cejudo, he controlled the reigning world champion for 4 minutes and 16 seconds. How much control did Demetrious Johnson have in this fight? 37 seconds. Okay, so like literally, if we're basing it off control, if we're basing off significance, based off control, we're basing it off takedowns, then we have a significant argument for Henry Cejudo. If we're basing it off total strikes and significant strikes, huge argument for Demetrious Johnson. Okay, so that's the biggest thing about the whole deal. I didn't think he won. I didn't think Henry Cejudo did win, but I'm happy he did. you know what? There's a new face. There's a new face right now in the 125-pound division, and so literally, new face in the flyweight division, and that's awesome. I like Henry Cejudo. I like what he brings to the table. His game has developed significantly, basically since the last time he has fought. His game has developed significantly since the last time he fought Demetrius Johnson, and so you're seeing just a way better guy altogether. And so that's what's so great about him. A lot of different fights went in and happened that night, though. I mean, we're talking about the co-main right now. And then we're talking about, let's talk a little bit more about that TJ Dillashaw versus Cody Garbrandt matchup, because that was a little ridiculous. He stunned him early. It was ridiculous. I was like, what? So just the versatility. Again, we're talking about the versatility. The versatility alone led to TJ Dillashaw being able to just deplete him in the first round. Cody Garbrandt, who's a knockout artist, who has heavy fucking hands, especially for a 135-pounder, got waxed. And that's crazy to think about. Think about all the people that he has left a bloodbath in his path up to the top. All right? All the way up to the top. I mean, it's ridiculous to go ahead and think about those things. My silly kitty is on the table again. So here's the thing about it. All right? Even Cruz was part of that bloodbath. All right? Even Cruz was. And so it's ridiculous. Hold on. What did you just do? All right. And then exit that. All right. So yeah, it's crazy to go ahead and think about those things. So I really do think that not Henry Cejudo, but Cody Garbrandt is going to go ahead and bounce back from all of these things and be able to go ahead and still make a significant name for himself, especially in the bantamweight division. I think right now the future, if you're talking about the future, what's next for the division at bantamweight? Well, Henry Cejudo versus TJ Dillashaw, very lucrative. Very, very lucrative. If not, then you have TJ Dillashaw versus Marlon Morales. What? World Series of Fighting, fucking crown champion, came over to UFC. Just knocked out his guy inside the first round. Now they're slated. They can fight each other. We're talking about the number 1 and number 2 guys right there. Wait, let's see. I want to go and look at the rankings here, because you also have Rafael Asuncion. Basically, that's supposed to be the number 1 contender at bantamweight too. And so you have him and you have Marlon Morales. And so those 2 guys right there, bam, they're way up there. I don't know. Marlon Morales has lost to Rafael Asuncion. Basically, that was in his first fight in the UFC. He actually lost to him in a split decision. So Rafael Asuncion, he has a more boring style, and so that's where the UFC doesn't promote him enough, which kind of sucks for him, because he needs to be promoted and he doesn't get promoted. So it's like one of those ordeals. So I want to look at that though, but I'm pretty sure. Let me take a look at this really fast. One big thing, rankings wise, I want to take a look at. Let's go to UFC rankings here. Big time. I'm doing all the work for everybody right now. All right, so we're going in here. Let me take a look at this. Pretty fun to look at all this stuff. So right now inside the bantamweight division, all right, we have the number one guy was Cody Garbrandt. Number 2 is Dominic Cruz. All right, so then we have number 3 guy is going to be Rafael Asuncion. All right, so then we have Marlon Morales, number 4. All right, so I really think it's going to be one of those ordeals where if Marlon Morales over trumps Rafael Asuncion, that's not really fair. All right, so it should just be, let's just make the super matchup. Let's make the superstar matchup. It sucks for people in line, but right now, I mean, after Marlon Morales is Jimmy Rivera, who got knocked out already by Marlon Morales. Marlon Morales. Marlon Morales knocked out Jimmy Rivera. After that is John Lineker. TJ pieced him up, and then after that we got John Dodson. John Dodson, he's not as relevant as all these other names right now. And so that's the thing. Aljamain Sterling is getting high. All right, but we all know what happened when he faced Mauro Morales. Didn't go his way. So that's the thing. As of right now, inside of the division, the top, you're talking about, I want to see a Dominique Cruz, TJ Dillashaw rematch. What's going on with Dominique Cruz? Can he fight again? Will he fight again? Is that something that can happen? I would love for it to fucking happen. All right, because he's injured a lot. But if he gets back in there, that's big. That's huge. Okay, so I would like to see him, the best Dominique Cruz, come to the table against the TJ Dillashaw, who has already a win over TJ Dillashaw. Okay, so I'd like to go ahead and see the best him come to the table. So basically, then we have these up and comers, the people that are actually Darren Till is about to go ahead and face off in September against Tyron Woodley. I don't know what's gonna happen there. I am for Tyron winning that fight. I think Tyron deserves to win that fight. What I mean by deserves it, I just think he's the better guy. He has better. I think he literally is a force to be reckoned with. His strength, his power, his quickness. It's ridiculous. He's definitely going to have him inside the takedown division. He's definitely going to go ahead and have the more powerful hands, more powerful hooks, and more powerful overhands inside this fight. I think that Darren Till is going to bring a lot to the table with size and length, though. Size and length, and also versatility when it comes to striking. Darren Till has some very versatile elbows. He has the ability to flash knock people out. It's going to be an amazing fight just because of that, because of the knockout variable from both parties. Both parties offer a knockout variable that's ridiculous, and so we don't know exactly what's going to happen. I don't know what's going to happen with this one. Right now, number one contender, the number one guy is the interim champion, Colby Covington. And obviously, you know, he has some kind of nasal issue, so he wasn't going to be able to go ahead and come back in September when they wanted him to. But it's cool. He met the president, and now he's doing good. And we'll see if he gets winner. All right. As far as welterweight goes, number one, of course, the champion is Tyron Woodley. We got number one, Colby Covington. Number two is Darren Till. Number three is Rafael Dos Anjos. Okay. We saw what happened with that. So number four, hold on, we got to take that back. Number four is going to go ahead and be Stephen Thompson. Now, I don't think he'll ever get in that matchup again. I don't think he's ever going to get in the mix again. Not in a couple of years. And just because they just don't like the matchup. Tyron's got to be out of there for him to get in that mix. If Darren Till's the champion, he'll definitely get in the mix again. So then we have Robbie Lawler and Kamaru Usman. And then number 7 is Damian Maia, followed by number 8, Neil Magny. And number 9, Jorge Masvidal. And number 10 is Santiago Ponzinibbio. Number 11 is Leon Edwards. Leon Edwards is a force as well. All those guys are extremely tough. Jorge is not going to be fighting for a belt soon, okay? But that could change because he's game bred. He's always game. He could knock out anybody. We saw that against Thomas Cerrone. So that's the thing. We're going to see the best him when he shows up again. He looks hungry. You know, just watching his videos, he looks very hungry. And so, but we'll see exactly what goes on. So, in the future, guys, I just want to go ahead and talk about what's happening next for UFC 228. Also, we have some other cards before that. Now, the schedule is going to be Tuesday night Contender Series live on UFC Fight Pass. That's going to be pretty hardcore. Hardy versus Gordon is going to go ahead and be capping off that one. And so, we're going to go. Let me look at that Tuesday night Contender Series here, so we can go and take a gander at that one and see exactly who all the guys are that are lined up in this one. So, yeah, of course, we got Greg Hardy, former Dallas Cowboy. Yeah, and so for Dallas Cowboys, went ahead. He's made his MMA debut. He's 1-0 right now versus DeBarris Gordon. Going to be pretty good sound matchup there for him. The other guys just 3-0. You know, the Contender Series, they were trying to make their name for themselves, win that contract within the UFC. So a lot of different names of people that you won't really recognize. So I won't go and get into that hardcore. But after that, we do have UFC 228, which we just spoke about before. That's going to be UFC Fight Night, Gaethje versus Vic. Okay, that's going to be an awesome card. I'll just name off some names that are going to be up and coming on that card. Justin Gaethje versus James Vick. Gaethje is number 7, obviously. We know that he had just lost his last matchup there against Dustin Poirier. Number 10 is James Vick, the Texecutioner. And this guy is, man, he's very fucking tall for the weight class, almost 6'2" at 155 pounds, and he hits really accurately. He knocks a lot of people out cold. We have the inside of you know what's great about this card in the on the main card there in the basically the co-main event is Michael Johnson, the Menace, against Andre Philly, and so that's gonna be at 145 pounds, which is crazy to me that these guys are at 104. And the Michael Johnson's a big guy, he's at 145 pounds. He doesn't really need to be. He has a knockout win over Dustin Poirier. I think he could be fine at 155s. But you have to talk to Michael Johnson about that. Number 3 fight on that list there is going to be Angela Hill versus Courtney Casey. All right, that should be all right. We got Jake Ellenberger back, the Juggernaut, Jake the Juggernaut Ellenberger back against Brian Barberena. I don't know how that's going to happen. As you know, Jake hasn't been on the greatest streak lately. All right, and so then we have Andrew Sanchez versus Antonio Bracanito. That's going to be a good one. Eric Anders versus Tim Williams. 10-1 Eric Anders versus 15-4 Tim Williams. We have the James Krause versus Warley Alvarez. Okay, so that's going to be a pretty good fight. That's at 170s. And so, yeah, that's going to be a really good fight. James Krause is pretty tall, too. I've trained with that guy. He loses his range very well. So just some good notable names basically on that card. Drew Dober is actually going to be fighting on that card. Yeah, Drew Dober versus John Tuck. That should be a good fight. I got Dober in that one, definitely. But yeah, that's going to be a good card as well. Okay, so this is going to be a really good card. That's going to happen next Saturday. Actually, no, this is going to be Saturday, August 25th. Okay, and then so that's happening Saturday, August 25th. That's going to be UFC Fight Night. After that, we have Woodley. That's going to be into September, I believe, 3rd. Let me make sure. Yeah, that's going to be September 8th. 2018, Woodley versus Teal. Pretty good fight. Also, we have our co-main event with Nico Montana versus Valentina Shevchenko. And so that's going to be pretty freaking awesome. Valentina Shevchenko is back to bullet. So, yes. And so, yeah, real good stuff. On that fight card, also, Jimmy Rivera is going to be facing off against John Dodson. Number 5, Jimmy Rivera against number 7, John Dodson. Pretty lucrative fighting opportunity for both parties. Okay, so great stuff. Sterling. Yeah, Aljamain Sterling, the Funk Master, is taking on Cody Stamann, the Spartan. So Cody Stamann, he's 17-1 right now. That's going to be a pretty fucking great fight. So we're going to see some good shit right there. So real good fights coming up, guys. Go ahead and still tune in. Make sure that you like the channel. Make sure that you subscribe. This is FightCast coming back to you there. And yes, I am your host, Darian Terry. Also, I got just went to. Did UFC, not UFC, but did the Austin Open Jiu-Jitsu tournament. I won that in both divisions, in absolute, winning against some pretty big motherfuckers, and also won it inside of my own division. And I'll be going to Worlds, and I'm going to be putting a lot of videos up on YouTube about this whole ordeal. So you're going to be loving it. All right, say bye, kitty. Bye, Cub. Cub's busy. We'll see you guys later. Tune in.